Welcome to the Magic Hour Talk Show. This is going to be officially my first show on Twitch. Although, if I have some kind of technical difficulties, I will be deleting this fast because I know I had one camera go out on me when I was testing earlier. As you can see, I got two cameras. Both of them seem to be working so far. Hopefully. I want to talk about Tenet. I saw this on Blu-ray a couple days ago. I cannot stop thinking about this movie. Mostly because I didn't understand it at all. I don't even feel like I can really do a review on it because I didn't understand it. It would be like an 8-year-old me doing a review of 2001: A Space Odyssey. I remember my dad had that movie on Laserdisc. In case you don't know what Laserdisc is, I know a lot of you kids out there don't know what this is. Laserdisc was this technology, high definition technology. It was before DVDs. It was what DVDs. It was basically a big DVD. It's about this big. It's about the size of I think they call it 45 record. It's about this big. They could scratch very easily, but it looked like a big ass DVD before we had DVDs. I guess it was the precursor to DVDs. It was a technology that was out around the same time as VHS. To give you an idea, I think it was like in the 80s. My dad had 2001: A Space Odyssey on Laserdisc. And he used to watch it, even though he was very religious, didn't believe in evolution, but he loved to watch that movie. I guess visually it was stunning to him or whatever. And I remember watching it and not understanding it at all. I didn't really get it. When I got to film school, this guy was talking to me about this movie that I had actually seen and telling me how much he loved it, and he was going on and on about the monolith and all this stuff. And I still, I didn't understand it till years later. I went back and finally watched it. I actually had to go to a website. There's a website that explains the movie. Once I read everything on that website, I pretty much understood it from then on. And I could appreciate it a lot more than I did. I mean, now I think it's brilliant. But if you don't understand anything, I don't care how beautiful it is, you're not going to, I don't think you can really appreciate it. Tenet is one of those movies. In fact, I'll say this. Christopher Nolan, the director, has gotten a lot of flack for not being really good with action. I think this movie finally proved that he can do action pretty well. In fact, I think he should do a Bond movie. This is the opening of this film. It felt like a Bond movie. John David Washington has proven. He's Denzel Washington's son, in case you don't know. But John David Washington, in fact, I can pull up a picture of him while I'm messing around here. If you don't know John David Washington, this guy's going to be a star. If he's not already. This dude was smooth as silk. Seeing him in a suit, boy, he was bad. He was really cool. All these people saying a black man can't be James Bond. He proved that is a lie. He was smooth in this movie, so smooth. And I appreciate Christopher Nolan. I haven't always appreciated Christopher Nolan. I appreciate him for putting John David Washington in this movie. He proved beyond a doubt that a black man can be James Bond. Even though he didn't even give him a name in the movie. I think his name in the movie is protagonist. In fact, you can see that here. His name is protagonist. I use that word when I'm doing reviews, and sometimes I think, should I use that word? Do people actually understand what that word means? It's a word I probably learned going to film school, but it's basically the main character. Should just say main character, but I like protagonist. Just sounds sophisticated. Robert Pattinson was in this movie. He was good in it. This chick right here, Elizabeth Debicki, she's going to be playing Princess Diana on The Crown, I think season 5 and 6. And she, what an elegant woman. Elegant woman. Kenneth Branagh played the bad guy, the villain, played this crazy Russian guy. Everybody was good. This movie had this scene, my favorite scene in the movie, and if you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. There's a scene with a cargo jet. They crashed the cargo jet in this building to cover up some little heist they're doing. Because the character in the movie, the protagonist, he's a CIA agent. He's going on this. I don't even know. I don't know what was happening in that first scene. But he's going on this scene, and there's all these double agents and whatnot. He gets captured. He takes a suicide pill, and he wakes up in this office of this guy. Because he was willing to give his life for this mission, he's chosen for this secret society called Tenet. And it's something about being able to manipulate time travel, but it's not really the time travel that you or I understand. It's, I can't even explain it. You would have to watch it. And even then, you would probably not understand it, because I did not understand this movie. Christopher Nolan has done movies like this before. Memento was a little bit like this. But I got Memento. I understood what he was going for with that movie. I do not understand what he was trying for with this movie. I feel like he could have left out the science fiction part of the story, and it would have been just as interesting. They just need the MacGuffin is some kind of, you think it's plutonium. They're fighting over plutonium, and you find out that they're actually fighting over an algorithm from the future that will destroy everything in the universe. I was like, I still don't quite get the MacGuffin. MacGuffin is a thing that characters in a story, something they're fighting over. So my thing is, I have a feeling like maybe Christopher Nolan read, this is somebody else's script that Christopher Nolan read, and it was a story about some CIA agents fighting over plutonium. And he says, you know what? This is a great story, but I could turn it into a science fiction story. And that's what he did. I felt like a little bit like that's what I was watching. Because I think if he would have taken out the science fiction thing, it could have been a really, really good spy thriller. I really do believe that. If you've seen this movie already, let me know in the comments. Do you think I'm right? More importantly, can you explain this movie to me? Because I really didn't get it. I cannot do a review on it. It's kind of late to do a review anyway. But I avoided watching anything about this movie. I didn't watch, it's him and his father. I didn't watch any reviews about the movie. I didn't read anything about the movie because I wanted to see it. I wanted to see it in the theater, but COVID. Remember, this movie came out right at the beginning of COVID. So back then it was still an idea that maybe, hey, maybe we'll be able to go out to to the theater soon. I was counting on it because I mean, COVID pretty much almost destroyed my channel because I for a while we didn't have anything. We didn't have any movies to review. I was doing television stuff, which is never as popular as movies when you do a review, even though you have to do a lot more work with movies. I mean, with television series, you have to do a lot more. Yeah, I mean, you have to watch 10 hours of a television show of a season to do a review, and yet it doesn't get even half the views of a movie review. I mean, at least on my channel. Maybe it's different with some other channels. But yeah, I can't say much more about Tenet because I did not understand it. There was two really good action scenes. Those action scenes at the end of the movie probably would have been a lot more enjoyable to me if I actually understood what was going on. I will be watching it again. Maybe you know somebody can explain it to me, but I did not get it. I would say actually, yeah, about maybe two or three good action scenes, maybe four. I forgot there was that scene in the restaurant. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But I thought it also interesting to bring up Tenet because there's a controversy right now. Warner Brothers, I guess they put out Tenet, right? I could be wrong about that. Let me make sure. Anyway, I think it's been said that AT&T, which owns Warner Brothers, is going to start putting. Here it is, right here. In a bombshell decision, Warner Brothers announced that each film on its 2021 slate, including Dune, In the Heights, and Matrix 4, would be available to stream on HBO Max on the same day as its theatrical release. The move has drawn swift and widespread criticism from Hollywood, partially for its implications for the future of movies, but also because the studio apparently did not inform any filmmakers or talent ahead of the decision. So Christopher Nolan was upset about it, even though Tenet is not even in theaters anymore. But he said it was a sign of great danger for the film industry employees. And basically what he's saying is that a lot of struggling actors and people behind the camera, they depend on residuals. And I think putting movies directly to streaming services, you don't get residuals or something. I think that's the essence of what he was talking about. It's going to cut out a lot of money for a lot of the smaller people on these productions. It creates a financial nightmare because most people are paid residuals. They're paid back end points. This is actually Judd Apatow saying this. What they get out of it for years and years of hard work is usually based on the success of their films. And so now what does it mean to have a movie go straight to streaming? How do they decide what to pay you? Do you even have a contract that allows you to negotiate? Or is it really just up to them at this point? It raises thousands of questions, which I'm sure are very complicated. Meanwhile, Dune director Denis Villeneuve penned an essay for Variety, blasting the new strategy, writing that Warner Brothers owner AT&T has hijacked one of the most respectful, important studios in film history. I can see what they're saying here, but at the same time, do these corporations really have a choice? I mean, this COVID is not going away. Even though we have a vaccine coming, the way I hear it, we're not going to be clear of this thing for a long time. I mean, I'm sorry to say, we're probably not going to be out of this. Not everybody's not going to be vaccinated till the end of the next year. I hear. I hope it goes faster than that. I hope we get back to normal. I mean, God knows I want to get back to normal, but it's going to be tough, man. I think even if I get the vaccine, I'm going to play it safe. I probably still won't be going to theaters or. It's the hardest thing to me is not even theaters, even though that's pretty hard. The hardest thing to me was giving up going out to dinner. That's one thing me and my wife were able to do together that we both enjoyed. You know, just taking her to fancy restaurants was just a joy for me. Seeing her dress up, put on makeup, and do that whole, take her an hour to get ready. Being able to do that with her was just a thrill for me. I feel like I was an adult doing that. And sometimes we would go these fancy places where they have valet parking and you pull up and they take your keys and you feel like even though we're not really rich, you feel like, hey man, we are living the life. Now we got to get takeout. Even if you get takeout from an expensive restaurant, it's not the same. It is not the same. So they're really going hard. I strongly believe the future of cinema will be on the big screen, no matter what any Wall Street dilettante says. He added, I think this is the guy that directed Dune. Since the dawn of time, humans have deeply needed community storytelling experiences. Once the pandemic is over, theaters will be filled again with film lovers. That is my strong belief, not because the movie industry needs it, but because we humans need cinema as a collective experience. Now, he's right. The pandemic will be over at some point. I don't know if there's going to be any theaters to go to, though. I mean, I really don't know. I heard Regal's going out of business. There's one good theater. Well, I mean, there's a few good theaters in my town, but the one I go to, I think it's going to be closed. Then the nearest one is like freaking 20 minutes away or something. It's on the other side of town. This theater pretty much accommodated. There's another theater nearby, but I haven't been to that one in years. I don't know who owns that one. But it's going to be tough, man, for the theater business. And so many people have big screen televisions now. You know, people are getting 80-inch televisions. It's still not the same. I really would like to have seen Tenet on the big screen, though. I think Christopher Nolan shoots everything on IMAX. You see him with the IMAX camera right here. I mean, it was a gorgeous film. I'm not going to deny him that. It was a gorgeous film. But, sometimes you got to move the times, man. Sometimes you can't help but be caught in the wake of a disaster. It's kind of like this pandemic is kind of like 9/11. This country was never the same after 9/11. We lost a lot of freedoms. I mean, you just think about it. You got to take off your shoes every time you board a plane now. That's because of, that's not directly 9/11, but all that terrorism that was going on for a while. It changed everything. The Patriot Act, all that stuff that happened. We still haven't recovered as a country. And it's going to be a long time before we recover from this. But I feel what they're saying. I mean, it makes sense, but sometimes you got to accept the way things are. And the industry is so fragmented now. You got streaming services, you got Blu-ray, you got consoles, you got iPhones, you got all these different freaking platforms to get. I mean, how many streaming services there? There's people like me who've gotten rid of their cable subscriptions. It's nuts. It really is crazy now. All the different ways you can get content. And theaters were just one of the many ways to get content. I even saw drive-in theaters were getting a little bit more play now, a resurgence because of this pandemic. I don't know. So maybe they'll come back in the vogue. Who knows? I don't know if I want to see a movie from my car though. Never done it though. Maybe it's fun. But yeah, that's basically what I'll talk about. Tenet and Christopher Nolan, and yeah, I'm going to be seeing that movie again. I will say, as a spy thriller, I would give that movie a 4. It's like watching an incomplete spy movie. But as a science fiction movie, I got to give it a 1 or a 2 because I did not I've seen so many science fiction movies too. I know about all these concepts that they use in spy movies, and then this one really stumped me. I didn't know what the hell was going on, especially that final battle scene. I had no idea. But yeah, that's all I got for tonight. Hopefully I'll be doing another show tomorrow. I'm not really sure. I want to cover all that Disney stuff coming out of Disney. It's so massive what they dropped though. I don't know if I can do it justice. I mean, I don't know. I hate shows where I have to watch a bunch of trailers, and that's essentially what will happen. But I don't know. We'll see. I got to think about it a little bit more, see how well this show went, and maybe I'll do it tomorrow. So be looking forward to that. Like, subscribe. If you're watching this on Twitch, subscribe. You can subscribe. Yeah, you can subscribe on Twitch. Go ahead and subscribe. I can't say how many shows I'm going to do yet. I'm thinking of doing at least once a week. I mean, I think you have to do, once a week. But I'm not entirely sure. But I don't know. It'd be nice if I could do like 3 a week or something. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But if you've seen this on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment down below. Hit that bell so you know when my next video drops. And I will see you when I see you. Thanks for watching.